Hello, everybody. I'm here to represent Klienraum, which is a group of students from Graz, from the Technical University in Graz. First of all, I think it's what I should do is say thank you, basically for organizing this whole thing, this event, and for inviting us to have a speech and a lecture and to introduce ourselves to you and what we're basically doing for the past 4 years. So, like every story, the story of Klienraum starts with once upon a time in Lyon with a guy. You will probably recognize him. He's sitting there somewhere in the crowd, hiding now. There he is. There he is, the laser. And his name is Benny. He was 2012 in Lyon on Erasmus year, and there he met the students and people that are working with Art Sound, basically a collective of artists and students organizing events like, I don't know, every possible cultural events, exhibitions, parties, just giving students an opportunity to get to know each other and to connect with each other, to make a network. So I guess he had a really great year, because when he came back to Graz, it was like back to life and back to reality, and there he was confronted with this. Since 2008 or 9, we have a tiny little problem at the university, which was the culture was basically missing. Students were leaving school, teachers were not really taking care of any exhibitions, any cultural events, not giving us an opportunity to socialize with each other, to get to know each other, to have an exchange or experience architecture outside the walls of school. So Benny started to talk with colleagues and students from our school. They were not really pleased about this idea. He was kind of trying to convince them that what the people in France are doing is something we should also adapt to our school, or at least try it in a different frame. And then, the question was why? Simply because we are students who need culture. We need this exchange, we need exhibitions, we need a cultural program to spread our horizons, our ideas, our way of thinking actually about the world and architecture in general. We need a social life besides the very tight schedule we have at school. Unfortunately, we don't really have so much time to meet other people and to exchange with them, so we are kind of stuck with each other every single day at school. We need the exchange of ideas, of creativity, of inspiration. We need fun, like evenings like this. And we need to explore our own creativity outside the very stiff program we have at school. So that was basically the why, and that's the way how Klienraum kind of was born. This is a situation we are dealing with every single time we have an idea, or some of our students and colleagues have an idea for a project they would like to do. So we sit in a bar or cafe, have a beer, and start to brainstorm basically what we could do, how we could do everything, and developing the ideas. How does it work? It's very simple. At the moment we have about 10 active members. Some of them are the founding members, some of them are new, younger generations and younger students. We don't have any command structure, so there's like no president, no vice president. Everybody's equal, but everybody has a function, simply by figuring out what is our strength. I don't know, who is good with graphic design is just doing the visuals, who is good with organizing stuff is doing the organization part. And very important, we don't have any financial support from nobody, basically. The university is not giving us money, except we apply to certain funds and projects with ideas, and then maybe they say, okay, we will give you a couple of euros. So basically, at the end of the whole story, we are the tolerated underdogs. That means the university is tolerating everything we are doing. It's supporting it in a way like giving us the space at university to rent it for free, because the idea behind Klienraum was basically to do stuff at university by using the space that is provided by university. The problem is that in Austria, generally to get a permission to use a public space or to rent a space is quite difficult. So we said, okay, one rule is simply do stuff only at university and we will deal with the problems we have. Rule number 1, and the only rule we have, is basically don't poke the bear. That means don't mess with the building service people and cleaning people. That means once we are throwing events or party, we have to leave the space and the rooms and everything like we found it, so clean, with no mess. And yeah, the projects we are doing, 4 years ago when they started with klienraum, I joined them 2 years ago actually. 4 years ago the first project was the toilet paper, actually a joke that was supposed to look like this. Just having interviews, for example, like with our dean or different sketches, events that are coming up at university, and putting them in our toilets that are really kind of sad and boring. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out because the building service people, they said, well, we already don't have enough toilets and too many people at university, so let's not give them another chance to spend more time than they already have to at the toilet, so the project was cancelled. But still a really nice idea. Then we thought, okay, since we are spending so much time at university, we should organize a cycle, which is a cycle of events. Unfortunately, it's now in German. I don't have the English version. So the idea was basically through a semester to organize once a week an event like a movie night and then jump to Mario Kart Cup. We're kind of obsessed with Mario Kart. Then have some little workshops, introductions into software. Somebody is like really good at to teach it because the school is not really taking care of that part as well. And then organize like tables where we basically meet in a bar, have a drink and just talk about the past month we had, new ideas and what we could basically do. It worked for a semester and we kind of continue to do it not once a week, but it's still there and active. Then another project we are kind of really proud of is the Big Model Workshop. An architect and also teacher from our school, Andrea Vatvani, had this idea to organize a workshop with our students and to build a huge model to celebrate 5 years of existence of his studio. So we said, okay, we can do that, but you're not going to use our students. You can provide the material and we will help you out under one condition, that at least half of the people that participated in the workshop are going to get like a 1-month internship at the studio, which worked out, but the financial part, like always with architects, doesn't exist and didn't exist back then. So nobody got paid for that. Yeah, the Mario Kart Cup is basically just, I don't know, a throwing event, putting Mario Kart on the big screen, letting people play, getting a banana as a present, and just hanging out and having a nice evening for change. And then there's Expositive, which is a project I actually kind of got into klienraum with. And we took from Bratislava the idea or the franchise. And we started with it 2013. We are working now for the 4th year in a row on it. And basically the idea is every single year we have a new design for the exhibition. People are sending in photos. For the past 2 years we also have like a short movie thing competition. It's open at our university at the main foyer for like 3 weeks, and sounds silly now, but basically the main reason why we wanted to do it is we wanted to have a bar for 3 weeks at the university and to have some culture in between. And this is how it looks like at the end. A huge party for the exhibition opening. Lots of people, friends, family supporting us, being there, dancing, having fun. Then the bar stories, as you can see, always really funny with the main barkeeper, Konsti. It's just basically 3 weeks sitting, hanging out with each other, exchanging ideas, experiences from school, from all the exams we had, and yeah, stuff we are kind of dealing with. Then creating new projects and new ideas like here, and yeah, having some art in the background with the photos of people, students from Graz, from other universities, from Vienna, from Bratislava, and so far and so on. Then, last year in summer, we were invited to join or to participate the Architecture Summer in Graz, which is an event organized by a House of Architecture, and it's actually going through 2 months, like June, July, and September, more or less, like 2.5, 3 months. And basically they contacted us per email and they were like, yeah, if you want to apply, you can do it. We don't have any money to support you. And then like literally 5 minutes before midnight, we were sitting all together and just throwing stuff on the paper and applying with rooftops, which was basically the idea to discover public spaces that are open for the public, but nobody knows about it. throwing a party with a swimming pool and just having fun. And then we started with this. It was basically the first rooftop was at our university, one rooftop terrace we can easily use. We thought it's summer, it's June, let's just have a swimming pool there, why not? And we didn't really expect it to have such a huge success with it. Then we had it once a month. It was like June, July, August, and September. Newspapers were writing about it. The university was really surprised about the whole event, how it was working. People were coming from all universities and other places. And the last one in September was actually the biggest one on this terrace, on the Dominic building at the campus of our university. And yeah, it was lots of fun with tiny little ducks and swimming pools and good music, good food, nice people. So I can recommend it because we discovered also public spaces we didn't even know that they exist and that we can access whenever we want to. So pretty cool thing. Then we thought, why not go to Milano for the expo, which is like architecture and beneath this kind of thing. It was more or less like a team building weekend, supposed to be like with 50 people, turned out to be just like 10. So we simply rented a bus, a small like combi thing, and we went to Milano, had super fun, great city, great thing, great project. I can only recommend it to everybody. If you get the chance, just go there, spend the money, you will earn it somehow a different way, it doesn't really matter. It's definitely worth, and it was super fun. Yeah, and for the future, we are working now on a few projects, like regular tables, where we basically have a round of people, a group of people that are working in handicraft stuff, I don't know, designing tables, chairs, and whatsoever, just like meeting once a week and doing things. Then a group of people, they're preparing a newsletter or newspaper for the university, writing and planning to publish texts and pieces from students. And then we also have a group that is preparing a horror movie, shooting in 2 weeks at the university, simply because they had the idea, they can do it, the money is coming from our own pockets, and it's just like fun, why not? And then of course the Expositive 2016, invitation to everybody who's interested to join us, to be there. We don't have money to pay for a super expensive hotel, but we have flats and couches and that kind of stuff, and you can sleep on the floor if you have to. You will get a blanket. But the most important thing is to be there and just like connect with us, share your ideas, and join the group of creative, young, crazy students and do good stuff. If you want to check it out, you can do it online on klienraum.at or Expositive, specifically all the pictures from the past years, what we were doing. And yeah, that's about us. I also have a small little video where you can see how it's usually working, what we are doing while we are preparing events, after the events, completely hangovered, cleaning everything up, and just coming up with new ideas, even worse than the ones we did already. So have fun. Are there any questions, maybe, from the crowd about anything? Yeah. Yeah, good question. It's actually very simple. We provide the money and the financial part by simply earning it with parties we throw at university. So basically we invest, like, let's say €500 of our own. We buy the booze, the stuff we need, and then people are paying for it. We are selling it. We technically are not supposed to do it because we technically don't even exist on paper, but still, it's working. And then we make money, and we use that money for other projects. For example, with the last rooftops party, we collected around 1,200 euro for the refugees, which was a really cool idea and cool thing we did. And lots of people came specifically because of that to support it, got drunk, had fun, and we took the money, so we don't really feel bad because other people got it. And that's basically how it works. So we have an idea, we invest our own money. If we don't get any support from sponsors or from the university with a little budget like 100 or 200 euro, and then we somehow manage to get it back and fill the budget a little bit more than it was at the beginning. And just basically, it's that circle we are keeping for years, and it's working somehow. So it's tough, it's tight, but it's working. Yeah, the recruiting part. It's a little bit difficult, to be honest, because lots of people are joining the events and saying like, yeah, great work, great idea, awesome, super fun. But people are really scared and not really into it and not really motivated to do the work because they think, yeah, it's easy, just throwing a party. Some people are coming towards us. I mean, I was one of them 2 years ago. I was just like looking for new people to meet at university because I was new there. I met great friends and I'm still there. Younger people are coming and saying like, hey, I think that's really, really great what you're doing. How can we kind of connect with you and do that and exchange the experience? So we are welcoming everybody who would like to join us with an idea or just wants to work and with us and help us out. But generally it's quite difficult, like at every university, to find new motivated people who are willing to spend their free time they usually spend on the couch, relaxing from the very tough schedule we have at school, to join us and just to have fun. But it's working somehow. It's, yeah. We are looking towards the future, a change where all the members that founded Klienraum are actually leaving school. So we don't know what's going to happen. We have a small group of young students that are taking over, and we are kind of really positive, and hopefully it will work out with them. If not, then we will stick with them for the next 5 years, I guess, and just like help them out with advices and everything. But yeah, we're really optimistic that it's going to work out because people are really interested in the stuff we are doing, specifically because it's not directly connected to the university, so they have the freedom to explore their own creativity and they're not limited by the rules of the university, but still have the freedom to use the space and get, at least this way, the support from university they're kind of looking for. So yeah. If we have time.
It looks like a lot of fun. It is parties, of course. But what is, or maybe, you know, put it in percentage, how much of it is doing you good in terms of what you do, what you decided to study? I mean, architecture, this was one project. Can you maybe tell us more about the things that you do that are straight connected to your field of study?
Yeah, well, luckily we are at a university that is providing us with lots of informations and opportunities with workshops and that kind of stuff. We tried for the past 4 years now in a row to organize more workshops, which we are doing during the expositive thing, like, I don't know, a Cinema 4D workshop, for example, introduction into software that people are familiar with, like they know about it, but they don't really have an idea. This year, for example, we have 2 workshops with 2 companies. Like professional people are actually coming to us to explain us how to use Cinema 4D or how to use properly Photoshop to do the renderings, how they're supposed to look like realistically and really good, so you don't have to use the YouTube tutorials. We are trying with the parties and the social part of it to connect with people and to find, let's call them soulmates, to do together competitions, for example, which we did a couple of times. And also the workshops, yeah, it's maybe not that much connected to architecture, but on the other hand, it's supporting and giving us an opportunity to develop creativity on another level, something outside school, because we are getting enough information spammed from school. So I think this is super fun, and we are learning new things, like how to use tools and work with wood, for example, which I personally never did, but I learned it with the guys, so thank you for that. Or how to paint a box, which also is something I never did before, but now I know how to do it. And I can drill a hole into the wall, which is the plus point of being one of 2 girls in a group of 15 guys. So join them, they can help you out. It's a really cool thing. Then thank you very much, enjoy the evening, and yeah, have fun with the next one.